morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Matt.
Okay.
I'm Grandpa.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
There you go.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. All right, now it's cold today. Are you sure you're ready to go to work?
Okay.
Yeah, what are you dressed in? You got your comfy hat on, you got your jacket on, and we got mittens on. Yeah, we're going to the farm. Who are we gonna see at the farm? Sadie, Uncle Daniel, Uncle Matt. Callie has discovered that she actually likes mittens now. So now everybody has to wear gloves. That's just the rules. That's a big puddle, isn't it?
There's another pill.
We're at that age where all things ice are starting to entertain us. I've been stuck in that age for a very long time, but Callie's just got there, so it's been a lot of fun. For now, Callie and I are gonna be hanging out inside the farm market. We're just waiting for some other people to show up, so someone's here with Callie while I go down to help with animals. Right now, though, we are looking at the cookie cutters. Do you like the cookie cutters?
They're so yummy.
Yes, you love cookies. While I'm up here though, I can talk a little bit about the farm market. We are now closed Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. For the most part, a lot of our customers have figured out we are on our winter schedule now. For a while, we were mentioning to everybody that, hey, we're gonna be closed and moving on to our winter hours, those 3 days. And a lot of people were like, oh, no problem. Now what we do see is a few extra people on the other days that we are open, which is always nice to see. We don't lose the business. They are very kind to us. They just try and make it here a different day. It does look really cold out there this morning, and let me tell you, oh, we could feel it. Callie informed me before we even left the house that it was a mitten day. Oh yeah. Since I have some time in the farm market, it'd be a great opportunity to give a little bit of a tour. Now the farm market is not set up today, but for the most part, you've seen that plenty of times. We start off over here with our cooler. Now it is kind of dark in here because I just flipped on the lights, they haven't warmed up. But this area is very spacious. We have a back room that allows us to store many, many things. This time of the year, it's not too big of a deal, but once you're in the middle of summer, oh, it is helpful to have all that room. Right when we come out of the cooler, we have an area where we keep our onions and potatoes. This section has been like this for as long as we've had the farm market in here. Then we move a little bit further down, and this is normally where all the produce is. For the most part, it's just apples right now. We do have some citrus and other things over on the tables. Now, again, we go back to summer and fall. We do tend to have more things then, but we don't have all our own fresh produce, so we're not gonna have too much here. We move a little further down, we have a few different other things. We have some apple cider vinegar, we have teas, sodas, all different types of drinks, and then lots of teas. Look at all this. My favorite was the peppermint bark black tea. It's gone, of course, but lots of teas. We move a little further, we have a lot of snacks near the back side of the farm market. We have popcorn, we've got crackers, wasabi peas, like all different things you can think of. It is really nice. Growing up, anytime you wanted a snack, you had all this variety. That's always cool. And then over here is our fresh ground nut butters. What's cool is we get in all the stock and then we grind all the different types of peanut butters. So we have just regular plain peanut butter. We do a honey roasted. We have cashew butter, almond butter, and basically any kind of butter we want. We just grind it ourselves. And then as we move towards the middle part of the store, we have all different types of candies and snacks again. We have sprinkles. We've got basically anything you could need. I would say this is a favorite for all the young kids, but you should see some of the ones that are up in age. They kind of hit this aisle pretty hard. Then we have a spice section here, like kind of mixes in with a sprinkle section. We got a whole bunch of sprinkles here, but this is one of my favorite things about the farm market. We have all these different types of spices. And if you come here and you're looking for a spice, I'll let you in on a secret. Oh, it's in alphabetical order. Yeah, we did that. That was something when we first did it, but now it's good. Now it's set. This aisle here has all different types of pastas and soup mixes on it. We also have different types of beans that are pretty nice. You know, it's good to have beans. I love beans. And we just move along here. We have basically anything you need for like a pasta dinner or to have beans at dinner. You go moving around this corner, we got more pasta, and then we found a cool little section, the honey section. This is all fresh local honey. Now, a lot of people will eat honey to help with allergies. If you didn't know that helped, well, now you know. So this honey goes flying out of here. And then they've also got all different types of creamed honeys. We got some pancake mix over here. We also got maple syrup. And once we walk around the back, this is where it starts to get interesting. I don't know, maybe everything's been interesting. We have different types of oatmeals and cereals. And then right here we have all different types of flour. So, I mean, we could go on and talk about it for a few minutes, but there's different types of flours here for different scenarios that you would use them. Although it's not a lot, we do carry some gluten-free flours. We have rice flour, tapioca flour. We just try to have a few things here just in case, because that's kind of hard to deal with. So you need some stuff here. And once we get to the back of the farm market, this is like the back corner, we have plenty of jarred goods here. Now this is from a company called Jake and Amos. We get it through Dutch Valley. There's a lot of stuff here, and it is all really, really good. And then we move a little bit further, and here we have our stuff. Grammy's got a few different types of jellies, salsas, and apple butters here, along with pickled beets. Pickled beets are so good. The jellies we've got right now are tomato jelly, apricot jam, red raspberry, pear, pineapple, apple, cinnamon, and grape. There's also mild salsa there, hot salsa right there, and then we have apple butter and more apple butter. But what's neat is we got apple butter and then no sugar added apple butter, which is always a popular hit. We move over to this section, we got a few different canned items. Just some condiments along the top. We also have some canning supplies over here. And then if you've ever been in the farm market, you've seen this. We have all different types of t-shirts, the same t-shirts that we wear. And then we've also got some sweatshirts right along here. And this is normally where we would have the pies. So if we bake pies, cakes, cookies, whatever it is, breads, they would be placed along this table. And this is kind of neat. We've got a few different types of paintings and pictures over here. This is what the farm market looked like a long time ago. We had someone paint that for us. That's where we had the farm market before. And then over here we have some pictures of us as little kids with my dad picking pumpkins. That's always neat. And then over here are some old family photos, which this one's leaning. That's gonna bother me. Uh-oh, I made it worse. But anyway, I kind of fixed it. This is one of the old barns that they had. This is the old farmhouse that I lived in before I moved to my new house. It was built a long time ago, still standing, still very functional. And then this picture's crooked too. What is going on? Someone's been taking them down off the wall. This picture is neat because it's got my great-grandfather in it, my great-great-grandfather in it, and my great-great-great-grandfather in it. There is a lot of history stacked into that little photo. It's pretty cool. And I could probably talk about a few different other things. If you guys are interested in the history about this farm market and its location, let me know. We can talk about that too in a future video. And then the last things we have are our coolers. So there's all different types of products in these coolers. We have our fresh eggs, we've got cheeses, we've got pickles. Oh, there's such good pickles. We've got bacon, hams, so many different types of meats. We move a little further, we've got different styles of kimchi. We've got some apple cider milk, yogurt, really good yogurt, different kind of drinks. And finally, it gets us to our beef in this freezer. Now there's all different types of steaks and hamburger in here. This is all stuff that we raise here on the farm. So if you're ever passing through and you're like, I wonder what that beef tastes like, well, here's your opportunity. The only thing is, when we fill this cooler up, word gets around and it goes fast. I've seen it happen. It just flies out of here. So I hope you all enjoyed your little tour that I gave you. Like I mentioned, if you guys want a little more like detail, maybe a little bit of a story added to it, we could do that. And this is how you know we've got a new boss in town, because she got here and the first thing she said was, Grammy, make cookies? And look who's making cookies. Callie, are you happy about making cookies this morning?
You happy?
I'm happy cooking.
Callie's still learning. She doesn't understand the concept of pushing down to cut the cookie, but like I said, she's learning.
Roll the dough.
Okay, we're gonna roll the dough.
Ready?
Are you ready?
I'll tell you something, Grammy loves that. Second Callie sees it, let's make cookies, and Grammy's like, I'm down to make cookies.
Listen.
Oh, you gotta spread it out a little more. We'll know which cookies are yours for sure.
The ones with extra sprinkles.
They made some cookies over there, and then they got some leaves, snowmans, hearts, and other shapes. I hear Dad down around back right now. I saw him and Daniel working. It looks like they've got silage dumped in for the cattle, and they've also got grain dumped in. Grammy had originally had plans to work on cleaning her oven, but then I guess she changed her mind. I didn't want to just leave her with Callie, but some other girls should be showing up here soon. Grammy told me I could go down around back and help Dad with the animals. She said, I can't clean the oven if there's cookies in it. So maybe that was Callie's plan, to make sure that I could get down around back and get to work. But anyway, it sounds like Dad and Daniel have got most of the stuff done this morning. We'll take a quick peek here in the cafeteria and see how everything looks all bed up. Good morning, little guys. Here, it's quiet. That's how you know milk has been fed. Nice and quiet.
With one again.
So what have you already got done this morning?
We got the outside cows all fed, and we bedded up the calves this morning, and we had a couple that we just took off of milk, so we moved them in here because we got 2 more bull calves coming today. So we're getting ready for that.
Very good, very good. And we're doing something a little bit different now that it's a whole new year. Tell them what we're doing with the calves.
When we tag them, we're starting over with a new number. So we got the 70 calves we started this past year. So now we're gonna start at 1 again, see how many we get this year.
And you can see the new calves that have been moved in are getting acclimated. They're kind of bullies. Look, they're in there fighting already. It's 9 o'clock in the morning and we're causing issues. So I'll tell you, Grammy told me, stay up here with me because I got to clean the oven. I said, okay, no problem. I'll stay up here with Callie. And then when you know it, 5 minutes later, they're making cookies.
Grammy likes to make cookies.
And Callie told her you can't clean the oven if there's cookies in it.
All I'm gonna say, Grammy likes to make cookies. That's why we all look the way we do.
So we are gonna be taking some more chickens to auction today. The older hens are trying to move out that old batch. There is a little bit of an issue though. They are no longer selling outside, so they're selling inside. And that means they don't have cages to put the birds in. So you can't leave if you take your chicken crates. Well, you could, but there's just not a good chance you're gonna get your chicken crates back. And we don't wanna lose our chicken crates. We're not necessarily sure what we're gonna be doing. All I know is we're gonna make sure that it's safe for the birds and as the least stressful as possible. So we're having to change up the way we do things a little bit. We're just gonna fit into the box what we're comfortable with. So whether that's 5, 6, 7 chickens, doesn't matter. And then we're putting a piece of tape on top and marking how many are in each box. Then we're going over the box with some string, making sure none of the chickens will get out. It's just what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna continue catching the chickens carefully as we can and then moving them into the boxes. You can see the different styles of box that we've got. A lot of older boxes that we're not gonna be using for produce anymore. Just trying to make sure we fit the right amount of chickens in each box without overcrowding. It can be difficult when you're using all different types of boxes. Now, for those that do not know what's going on, we've started the process in moving out our old batch of layer hens. There comes a time where it's no longer cost effective to keep chickens for us here on the farm. The chickens start eating more feed than producing eggs, and we start to lose our profits with the chickens. So what we like to do is every few years cycle in a new batch of hens, which is what we have behind me right now. And these new hens are doing a phenomenal job. Now, nobody likes to get rid of chickens. These are going to a local auction. Now, what's really nice about this auction is there's a lot of people buying chickens to have at their homes, or there's other farmers there because these chickens aren't done laying. It's just at a point where it's no longer cost effective for us to keep them. And for some people that can be hard thinking about that. A lot of people view their chickens as pets, and I love my chickens, but they're not my pets. They are a source that brings income to the farm to take care of my family, Daniel's family, Matthew's family, Dad's family, and everybody that's working here. And to be completely honest, they are a little bit of pets when you're around them all day. But so it is hard for us too, but we've been doing this ever since I was little, and we recognize the importance of cycling in a new batch of layers. That's why we kind of like this auction. We know that the chickens are going to good homes. Now, if you wanted to, those chickens would be fine for making soup out of. We've done stuff like that in the past. They're really, really good soup chickens. Spent hens, ooh, they're so good. But meat-wise, they're not good for much other than soup. And I think they're gonna be of a lot of use to some people, which is why taking them to the auction is a good idea. We get our investment back and the chickens find a good home. So for those that were curious why we're loading up all these chickens in the boxes, that's why. It's just no longer cost effective for us to keep them. And if we wanna continue taking care of the family, we gotta make big decisions like this. Matt is bringing over the last chicken, and that's gonna be everything we're taking to the auction. We still have about 30, I don't know. It's hard to count chickens when they're all moving. But next week is when they will be going to the auction. So we got one more week of these older layers, and then they're gonna be moved on out. All the chickens have now been moved to the front of the truck and they're inside these bins. That's gonna help keep the wind off them as we're transporting them, keeping them a little bit warmer. And we're gonna cover the top with some plastic just to hide any more drafts that tend to seep in. And finally, on top, we're gonna put a pallet, and this should hold everything into place. And there we have it. Last time we took the trailer, but that's because we were also hauling a cow that day. So we don't have any worries about this. This is gonna work out great. Dad says he's not in a rush. The auction will wait for him, but he's in a rush, believe me. And you can't get that thing to work. Say it, Daniel, that's not going anywhere.
It's not going nowhere.
Yeah, you see that? That's not going anywhere. So we got a few things going on now. Daniel is going with Dad to the auction. So them two are on their way, heading up top. Matthew has some stuff he needs to do with his car. So he is going to take care of that. And all that needs to be done yet is feeding chickens and collecting eggs. And I don't know who's gonna do that. I'm gonna do that, but that's okay, I wanna do that. Sometimes the chicken feed doesn't wanna come out, you gotta encourage it. Thankfully we don't need much now since basically half the chickens are gone. Our feeders that we have with the older hens, those are plenty full. I just need to worry about these new hens. So I didn't get all the eggs collected yet. I went into the older hens. I got the eggs collected in there. This was a half full basket. I just finished it off. There's a reason why I had to do that. So this one was half full, now completely full. And the rest of the baskets, they're all full. So before I can grade the new hens, I gotta grade eggs. But that's okay. I mean, it's a job that needs to be done, and there's a lot of eggs there. So I'm gonna get started on grading eggs, but before I do that, because I'm the only one here right now, this gives me a great opportunity to show you guys how this machine works. So first things first, I'm gonna take this shell off. Just kind of show you the working parts of it here. All right, slide this down. All right. So I don't know what you expected to see, but here we have what's underneath the hood. Now this is driven by a tiny motor. It's an electric motor, and what it does is it pushes the eggs continuously along this path. Now at each opening or each section, there is a small weight. So there's counterweights here that tip depending on the weight of the egg. Now I have this neat little tool right here. This is what we used to use a long time ago before we have the egg grater. All we would do is put the egg on it and it would tell us what the weight of the egg is. And we would go from egg to egg, and that's basically how we would figure out what to put in which carton. Now, as you could imagine, using this was awesome, but it took a very, very long time. So my great-grandfather decided, let's get an egg grater. Now we've made updates to the motor over time. However, it still works great. The eggs just continuously flow down through and they drop on out and we can start grading. And I know what you're thinking, but Andrew, we want to see how it works. Turn it on, and I'll turn it on for you. I just gotta move some stuff out of the way here. And here we go, I'm gonna turn it on for you. And as you can see, the eggs just continuously go down through. When they hit the counterweights, it then dumps the egg off. And that's how it works. It's pretty snazzy, huh? Could you imagine having to grade all these baskets of eggs by hand? Oh, this egg grater. Oh, it's so nice. we're so blessed to have it. It is cool watching this thing work, but it is super convenient having the shell on top. It protects all of the working parts, and I can stack everything on top of it. Just makes it much easier. I know I've gotten a lot of questions in the past about how this piece of equipment works, so I hope I've answered some of your questions. But if you guys have any more about the egg grater, go right ahead. I'll do my best to answer them in a future video. From talking to some other farmers in the area that raise a lot of chickens, apparently there's some kind of craziness you can get while packing chicken eggs if you have a lot of chickens. It's just packing eggs can make someone go crazy. That's all I've learned. So I try and be careful and try not to go crazy while I'm packing eggs. Now granted, the amount of eggs I pack is nothing compared to what some other farmers do. So maybe I'm in the clear, but you gotta be careful. You don't wanna get the egg packing crazy. Now there is still plenty of eggs to grade here, but now I've got a few empty baskets. So I'm gonna get the chickens collected and then I'm gonna carry these eggs upstairs. These chickens knew something was up. They were all standing there waiting for me to come back. They're like, buddy, we got eggs in here. Eggs are now all collected, and this is what we were left with. That looks pretty good. Got my box all full. Now I just need to carry this up, put it in the cooler, and then we're done with animals for the morning. So now that we're all taken care of with animals, Matthew has gone to get sawdust, so he is not around. Dad and Daniel, they're on their way to the auction. We got Joel driving around. I don't know what's going on over there. But anyway, the only reason I stayed back here was to watch Callie and make sure she is okay, which right now she's with Aunt Tracy. Mama Bonnie, so Lauren's mom, had gone back down to Florida, so our little helper is gone for now. But that's okay. We appreciate when she is here. She is a big help to us, so I've just got to do a little extra now that we don't have her with us, but that's okay. That's okay. I don't mind. As long as Lauren is comfortable and feeling okay, I am happy. Now, there's just something I wanted to mention with the weather. They are talking about a nor'easter coming up for the week, which I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Are we gonna get rain? Are we gonna get snow? Are we gonna get an inch of snow? They're saying depending on which way the storm gets, we could get over a foot of snow. You know, it always changes. Lately we haven't had too much snow around here, so it would be neat to see something like that. But that is something we're gonna have to keep a close eye on as we go later into the week. We wanna be prepared for that, so if we're gonna get a storm, we need to make sure all the animals are good, that we have plenty of feed ground. It's just something we gotta keep in mind. I just got back into the farm and Grammy is working on lunch. Looks like we have some leftover chicken. We have rice pudding. We got some Jell-O, and then Grammy made cornmeal mush. We call it cornmeal mush. Some people call it fried polenta. I think we all should call it delicious, because it is. But it is now lunchtime, so we're gonna get some food inside our bellies. We just got finished with lunch, and then we hung out here a little bit in the farm market. Now we are heading home because it is NAP time. I gotta spell these things now. But so far it's been a good day. I don't foresee us having too much more going on. I know Dad and Daniel should be home in a few hours, and once they're home, all we have to do is feed. So today's one of those days where it's not too crazy, which we get quite a few of those now, but I'm not upset about it. It's nice to have kind of a slower winter. We are gonna be fixing some things, and in the upcoming weeks I have got a lot of work coming, and that's not just because of the babies. I've got other stuff going on that you guys will see, so that'll be exciting. Alrighty everyone, I am still here at home. Once I got Callie here to put her down for a nap, I ended up just doing some things around the house. She's putting her shoes on. She thinks we're going back to the farm. But yeah, I put Callie down for a nap, and then I did some editing. I was working on my yearly review video, which takes a lot of time. That's That's a lot of editing. But anyway, it's done. I hope you guys liked it. So now I am getting ready for dinner. Aunt Becky had made lasagna for us. Aunt Becky's the best. So yeah, we're gonna get ready to eat some lasagna. And since we're gonna eat dinner, that means this is where we're gonna end the video today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.